What's going on, everybody? Come back and let's talk about taking your first family camping trip. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. How's the outdoor crew doing today? We're in the month of preparing, and so for the next two videos, going to be preparing to take your first family car camping trip. Now, the reason why I'm doing it this way, and I know there's a lot of people out there that know how to, go car camping, but there may be some people out there that are doing it for the first time. Maybe they camped as kids, maybe they weren't in scouts, maybe they weren't in, the military or anything. But as families, when they were young, they went camping with their parents and siblings, or, something of that nature. Maybe went with a friend camping. And they want to pass that experience on to their children today. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do two videos. The first one is going to be on figuring out where you want to go, what to look for, and the other main contributing factor to your trip is your weather. I'm going to tell you real quick, if you can plan your first family camping trip for the absolute best weather you can have, which you're rolling the dice on weather every time, do so. If you know the month of April for your area is a usually dry time of the year, but the temperatures are right, the weather's right, then that's when I want you to go. And the reason why I say that, because that is what will urge the kids to want to go back out. If you take them out and it's the middle of storms or blizzard or something like that, and they're just miserable the whole time, it's not worth going. So that's the first thing you want to do is, think about your weather for that time of the year. So let's take April, for instance. According to Weather Channel, average highs and average lows. Well, your average highs for the month of April is anywhere from the mid 60s up to the low 70s. Perfect weather. You have nights of temperatures ranging from the low 40s all the way up to the high 50s. Perfect sleeping weather, in my opinion. Now, some people may like it a little colder. I can take it colder, but the older I get, the more I like it a little bit warmer. So anyway, we've decided we're going to take, average right here for the month of April, say the second weekend, is in the 70s and the high 40s. So we're going to take that weekend. That's when we're going to go camping. So that's the weekend of the 13th. So then we got to figure out, where do we want to go? What do we want to do? So you look at your different camping options. You have state park, you have national forest, which you would go to the National Park Service, and that's nps.gov, and then click on your state and find what state, what campsites you have in your state. Another option would be KOA campgrounds. I know these cater more to RVs, but they have some other options available. And there's one of these we may be going to this year because of the options I have seen they have available. Now, I don't have it pulled up right now because it was being kind of fickle. Another one is Yogi Bear parks. They have parks all over the country. Now, I will say this. If you're looking to be budget friendly, you're probably going to want to stay away from the KOAs and the Yogi Bears and any kind of a chain camping spot other than state park or national park. So for instance, we're looking at Fall Creek Falls State Park here in Tennessee. Your average campsite is $8 to $35. Now $35 probably being your top of the line RV site. Don't really need that. I like having water at my site. Now, I don't have to, and I have camping trips where I didn't have it. But I've also camped where I had it, and it was pretty nice. Electrical, I don't have to have electrical. Electrical can be nice. And a lot of your campsites, is included into the fee, so you're not paying for electricity. You're already paid for it up front. You know, I will tell you, in the warmer months, I'm going to take a fan with me if I'm going car camping in the tent. So I won't take an air conditioner, but I will take a fan. Anyway, so you got the amenities out of the way. You know, as far as, okay, you want electrical, you want water. What else do they have available there? Well, they have Camp Store, which if you forget something is pretty nice to have around. It can also, depends on, like at Fall Creek Falls, they have that little shopping area you can go into, which was pretty cool. And, you know, it made Chloe happy. She got to go shopping while she was camping. So that's something you can throw in there. Now, the next thing you want to look at is activities. What does that state park offer? For instance, Fall Creek Falls, what did it not offer? You could do hiking, they had the playground there. When you have little smaller kids, and folks, don't be scared to take the 6-month-old, 9-month-old with you. I see it happening a lot, and that's great. You know, I love to see the young families out there camping and bringing the kids with them. Now, so you know, look at the activities you can do. Swim. You know, a lot of them have swimming if they're going to have pools, or may have a lake you can swim in or something like that. Of course, that's not going to be very helpful during the month of April. I don't want to be swimming. Water's going to be too cold. But look at the activities you can do at the campgrounds, whether it be the state park, national park, KOA, or Yogi. They all have their niche and have their things that you can do. And like I said, you go back to, as kids, what did you do? You know, the other thing is expense. That's the other big factor. In some young families, expense can be the factor. So let me say real quick, your KOAs and Yogis are going to be expensive to stay at. Matter of fact, I think when we went to do the trip for Land Between the Lakes, you know, here it is going to be 5 guys, you know, Jeeps and stuff. Well, it was going to be pretty close to $70 for one night at a KOA campground up in Kentucky. I went to Kentucky State Parks, found a nice jewel of a campsite, or a camping place, campground, I'll say it in a minute, that we stayed at, that was $20 for the night. So you're talking $6 or so a person, versus, you know, $65 for a night. You could have been staying in a motel room just about. So anyway, I highly recommend the state parks and the national parks. And the reason why I recommend them the most is because, well, it goes back to the parks to keep them going. And it's a big resource that we need to keep, you know, So anyway, we've covered where you want to go, what do you want to do, what do you want to introduce your family to when you first camping trip. And we're talking about a car camping trip. The amenities that the campsite offers, got to look at that. And the activities available. You know, there's even some of these campgrounds, Cedars of Lebanon offers a place where you can bring your horses, board your horses while you're camping, and they have horse trails you can ride. So that's pretty cool too, if you want to do something like that. The next video we'll get back into, we're going to talk about gear, we're going to talk about food. And that's the other major thing about, you know, family campouts. So, I know it's a lot of information, that's why I want to break it up in 2 videos. I'm going to leave some links down below. I'll leave the National Park Service link. I will leave the KOA and the Yogi Bear, so you can take a look at those. I will also leave, well, in the next video, I'll do the other thing too. But I showed you on the Weather Channel. You can go on the Weather Channel and look at the monthly averages by just going ahead to April 2018. You can also fall back to April of 2017 and see what the weather did. That helps in planning these trips, and it's a big resource. So you know how to get to the Weather Channel. If not, I'll leave a link down below for that. So there's going to be 4 links down below. That's it for now. I hope I didn't make it too long. Be prepared.